Hey everybody, we are here with day 1 of Junk Journal Round Robin. Hopefully by now you know what we're doing. You've seen intro videos and all that good stuff, or you've been here long enough on my channel or Cindy's channel or Mary Ellen's channel to kind of know what we're getting into this month. So, a brief rundown. Every day of the month of November, you'll get 3 videos from us. 1 from Mary Ellen, 1 from Cindy over at Studioloo, and 1 from me here. 3 videos every day of the month of November for our Junk Journal Round Robin. The whole gist of this is that every day we'll have 2 packets to open. Today is day 1. I've got 2 packets, 1 from Cindy and 1 from Mary Ellen. Likewise, they'll have 1 from me and 1 from the other. We'll all have 2 packets to open and create with. So that's kind of the gist of the Junk Journal Round Robin. We've done this for a couple of years now in April and in November. So that's a whole passel of videos. I apologize. My doors are open and my neighbor's decided she wants to go somewhere. She has a loud car. Let me get her out of the way and we'll get started. Maybe. Okay, so anywho, that's how this works. If you're interested in joining along, you can. Just turn on your video, and I think we all put... Oh, again, my apologies. She's still hanging out with her noisy car. I could pause this, but I'm not the greatest at techie stuff like that. So, maybe I'll just keep talking and talk over that. Hopefully it's not too loud. Anyways, so you're welcome to follow along, watch our videos, and create yourself. We each chunk our videos in a playlist. You can go back and view the last couple of rounds. Again, we do this every April and every November, and we've been doing it for... I don't know how long, but for a couple of seasons. We did it 1 year and decided we loved it and decided we wanted to keep going. And so we do 1 in the spring and 1 in the fall. So here we are. Let's get into it. I'm going to open my package from Cindy first. Again, the idea is to create with whatever's in the package, but also we learned that we can create with the package. So this is some book page that's got paint on it. I'm going to try to be a little precious and open this up. And Cindy has sent, this actually feels, maybe I should shut my doors because now the airplanes are going to fly by. Wow. What an intro to Junk Journal Round Robin. We got the noisy car, we've got the airplanes, all that good stuff. So this looks like, I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is Sudoku toilet paper because it is it's real thin like toilet paper, and it's got squares like toilet paper. It doesn't tear really well like toilet paper. But I'm going to say that that's what we're working with here. Leave it to Cindy to send something kooky on the first day. So we have the Sudoku tissue paper. We have this envelope, this book page, painty page. And then we'll see what Mary Ellen has for us in this blue snowflake envelope. She's the washi tape queen. She always tapes our stuff up with washi tape. This says, welcome to my garden. Probably won't use that, but you never know. There may be something in here that I need to use it. Okay, she has sent, so we got the envelope to work with, and she has sent another painty page. Ooh, I like this. That's pretty, with stamps and paint and all that fun stuff, stencils. And then we have, this looks like some, ooh, that's pretty. Ooh, this looks like maybe some tips, some camera tips. Looks like it was torn out of a book. but it also has some really cool images. That's so pretty. Some Buddha statues, a crowd of people, and a cityscape. So here's what we're working with. Another thing that we have learned, or I've learned, is that most oftentimes I don't have focal points. And for some reason I feel like I have to have a focal point. So that's where I'm at right now. I don't have a focal point. I mean, I guess some of these could be focal points, but even still, it's hard to grasp them as a focal point. So this is what I've got for day 1. What I think I'm going to do, and this is, like I said, this is kind of the, not really a downfall, not in a bad way, but the trick to these videos is that this is what I've got to work with, and I don't know that going in, and so there's no way to really prepare for this. There's no way I can say, oh, well, I need my blue, or I need my this, or I need my that, because I don't know what's going to be in the envelopes. So, with that being said, I think I'm going to pause you guys, and I'm going to dig around in my stash and find some focal points. And mainly because I don't want to have you on hold while I'm digging around. Find some focal points, and then I'll come back and we'll create. How's that sound? I will be back soon with some focal points that we can work with. Okay, I am back with a stack of some focal points. Now, I have a bin across my table that I have printables in, stuff that I've printed off mostly from Cindy over at Studioloo. She has a Patreon channel, and as a member of her Patreon, she sends out a monthly Journal With Me kit or Journal Together kit, and full of images. And so I print them out randomly and on occasion, and I usually have those to work with. I've also got some Tracy Fox Creative images to work with, and some other randomness. I just grabbed a stash. This is Hither and Yon Studios. I've just grabbed a stash to work with. I think one year with my round robin, I did tags. Like, everything I did was tag. And I'm kind of feeling that again this season, to make some tags. So that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm not 100% sure yet. So I'm going to set these envelopes aside because I don't have to use them. And so since I've got a lot going on right now, literally on my desk, a lot going on, I'm going to try to set those aside in case I need them. So I have my Sudoku tissue. I'm going to set our washi over there. I don't think I'm going to use it, but I'm not going to throw it away just yet. And then here's our images from Mary Ellen and our painty page for Mary Ellen. So this is what I've technically got to work with. I pulled out some cards. The airplane's going to fly by again because I turned on my video. It do be like that sometimes. So let's just see what we have. How about we work on 2 with the idea to cut them down as tags. Set those aside. And let me just kind of, I really want to be more freeing with my creations. And that's hard to explain what I mean by that, but I know what I mean by that, if that makes any sense. Let's see here. I'm really not feeling that. Really not feeling that. I am feeling that. This may end up being its own tag for itself. I don't know. Decisions, decisions. I've already got some fussy cut rose images. Those are an option. I don't know. And here's some more roses. Don't ask me who these are from. I don't know. I don't recall if they're from Cindy over at Studioloo, or if they're Heather and Young, or Yon, or where they're from. Or Tracy Fox. I really don't know. This is Tracy Fox. Magician type cards. Some more Magician. Here's some add-ons. Those are kind of interesting. You can't ever go wrong with moths. Okay. Talk to Michelle. What do you want to do? I'm feeling like these might be their own things too. I don't know. I just don't know. That's kind of the trick with this, is like, what are we doing? Yeah, I'm really not feeling this at all. Mainly because I don't know these people, and I understand they're all spectators and all that, but so we'll just set that aside for a minute. I'm wondering how transparent this is if I slap it on with some Mod Podge. Let's see here. It's been a little while since I played with the Mod Podge. I think what I first want to do is glue down these backgrounds. Come on. Come on. What I really should be doing is making some journals with all my extra ephemera before I start on this challenge. Because I really, my ephemera stash is pretty large, and I'm about to have 30 more days added to it, so. Okay, let's see how this, see if this is double ply or if it's just one ply. Oh, it is double ply. That's good. Kind of like a napkin, because I don't need that extra. I might need that extra layer, but it might not. I'm going to plunk this down here, mainly to cover her face, because I don't know who she is. I have a problem using people in my, real people in my, my artwork. I don't know why. I just do. Just have an issue with it. And hopefully this won't take too long to dry. Get out another one here for this one. Oh, come on. There we go. Put this one up top to cover up these little, there's little camera lens things there. A bit of transparency going on, and I'm okay with that. Okay. Let's do this. Just a little bit to cover up the title of the card. I'm going to cut these down, obviously, but we're just kind of building a background right now. Okay. Now let's see what we can do. I'm going to set these aside and let these dry for a minute. Meanwhile, I'm going to get out here's another card. And I'm going to do, I really just like this by itself, but I mean, we'll see what we can add to it. Doing this challenge, it also encourages weird art, if that makes any sort of sense. Because you kind of just have to roll with what you've got and make do with what you've got. So I could put a moth on this guy. That would be kind of cool. And cut out a moth. I kind of am feeling like the yellow one. Yeah. Set that aside. We're just going to really tightly fussy cut this, not all the way up to the line because, you know, moths have antenna and all that other good stuff that are not easy to cut around. And cut right up to the line, though. He has some big fluffy antenna. Right up to the line. Also, these videos, they tend to be a little longer, mainly because we don't really know what we're getting into when we get into them. And so, again, you know, I had to pause and find stuff. So there is some of that going on. And then, again, you have to kind of start from scratch. You have no idea what you're getting into and what you're going to work on going into it. I think that's kind of where the idea of me just working on tags is, so I can be like, okay, I know I'm going to do a tag. I know I've got that much out of the way. So that kind of helps. Gives me some sort of direction. Tone down this white a little bit. Spread away. Let's see if I can do like that and cover up. There's a person there and there's writing there. Get out a little glue pad. Let's see here. Okay. Now I kind of am feeling words. Let's see, I've got my word box here, kind of handy. Let's see if I can find any good words. The moon is high. It is time to sit and listen to the old ones. It is time to learn the stories of my people. The words are beautiful. Okay, that's a contender. Let's see what else we got to work with. Time went on, the rain came down, it rained more and more and more. Some of these words, I don't know why we cut them out. Shake it up a little bit. The morning is beautiful. I might need to go through these. They're random for sure. Something is happening. How about something is happening? We'll work with that. I guess I could have added a little bit of Sudoku with that one. Well, we'll do this. I hate to cover that up. Let's see. Maybe we can do... We'll just see what we can do here. Tissue is tearing apart, but that's okay. Maybe do a little bit of tissue up top here. Okay, set that aside to dry a little bit. And maybe we'll come back to these guys. That over there. This here. Okay, so I've used some Sudoku. I've used the backgrounds from Mary Ellen. Got these little taggies here. I mean, I could do some more moths. How about we do this? Just, again, the freedom to make some weird art. These, I believe, are from Cindy over at Studioloo from one of her Journal Together kits. I think I'm going to cut right up to the edge on these. Excuse me. Got a little tickle in my throat. Again, why not? And then, of course, you end up with a bunch of ephemera that is random, which is cool when you make a commonplace journal that has random ephemera in it. But also, I mean, like these two women, I could easily work them into, if there's a journal that I do that has women in it or focuses on women, I could easily tuck them in. Or nature, because the background in this is nature. I think I'm going to get out, I think they're handy, a little sticker words and add some, I've got an avalanche going on here. I really should have cleaned my station before I jumped into this challenge, but we'll work with it. It may be handy to have everything right here in the way. Who knows what that'll bring. Let me see if I can find, there they are. I was like, if I can find my sticker books. Talking about everything being right in the way. These have quotes and things like that that I can work with. think, though, I want to plunk these down first. I'm feeling very crowded. That way, make sure I'm still in frame with you guys. That over here. This is what we're working with. This is my glue pad. That's in the way. Okay. Again, with this challenge, there's no rules as to how many pieces we have to make, or if everything has to be used in one piece, or whatever. There's really no rule to it. It's just an opportunity to create some funky stuff. I don't know about using these little tags with words. So I'm going to see what it looks like. Yeah, okay. It's a little different, but we're going to work with it. What I tend to do is make bases and not finish like a complete thing, with the idea that, oh, well, I might want to change the color or use a different, floof at the top of the tag, or, add words to it or whatever. And so I don't finish it, but I'm going to try this season to make complete pieces. And I think, as much as I don't like everything covered with Mod Podge, this is being all weird, I think I'm going to go ahead and get a good layer of Mod Podge on everything. Mainly because I started it with the background. Get back over here. And so I'll have some pieces that have Mod Podge. Some parts of it have Mod Podge and some parts of it don't. So we'll just make it all covered. Nice little sealant. I like working with Mod Podge, but I don't. Mainly because it makes everything like plastic covered. And sometimes sticky. Okay, we'll set those to dry. Now, this guy's dry, so let's cut him up in a tag form. Maybe. Let's see if I can get some evenness going on. I probably should change my blade on my knife. Oh, it might work with me. I think it's going to work with me. Pretty okay. There go the airplanes again. Okay. I'm gonna trim, if I can find my scissors. this up a little bit. Okay. Now, I need a corner rounder, or I can do like that for that one. And then need a hole there. Let's just dig and see if I've got anything in my little quart jar that will work. I might just do with this. Come on, poke through there. There we go. A little randomness, but we have one tag. Okay, back to these guys. They're still marinating. So I have these bits. Why don't you sit over there and marinate for a minute? And let's just do this. Let us, what size are you? You are 3, 4, 5, 6.5. So that's 3 1/4. If I'm adding correctly, 3 1/4. If I did that right. I did. Yay. I masked today. I've got an avalanche going on here again. My thought process is I just plunk these down, make some background cards, and then we'll find something. I probably won't do tags with these. I'll probably just do some little journal cards with these. Mary Ellen makes the best painty pages. I'm just going to go on record and say that. She always has fun painty pages to work with. Always, always, always. Trim it down so we know what we're working with. And the problem I get into with doing the junk journal round robin is I want to save every little bit. Like these little bits. These are good little scraps. And I want to save them in case I need them for another project. That's what I run into. And then at the end of the month, I have this big bin of scraps. And like last season, what I did was I just kept making stuff out of the scraps until I used up everything I could. So maybe this season I'll be a little bit more mindful of my scraps. If they're special, like if they're precious, like they've got good color or something good to work with, like this, I'll hang on to it. Which means I've got to find a bin to start putting my scraps in. Okay, so I have this. So what do we want to do with it? I could do another moth. I do have some other moths. I do have these eyeballs that are just kind of cool. I also have flowers. A little bag of flowers are here somewhere. I just dumped them all out. I don't think I have any roses, which again, I don't necessarily have to have roses, I don't guess, but these are all fussy cut. Yeah, I don't really have to have roses, but I feel like I have to have roses, if that makes any sort of sense. But I want a person. La-di-da-di-da. Maybe some Tim Holtz people. Let's see if I can find those anywhere around here. Where is my... There it is. Let's see if I can find my Tim Holtz people real quick. That was quick. Let's see what I can do with them. Ooh, this is going to be a lengthy video, y'all. I do apologize. That's what happens sometimes. How about these two women? And how about I go ahead and plunk them down, commit to that. Although I kind of want some rose showing. They're going to cover her all up. Oh well. Don't stress it, Shell. Don't stress it. I feel like I should be using my glue on these women because they're pretty thick. We'll try it with the glue stick, see how that works. Or not, we just dropped our glue stick. So this is why I started my videos back, my showing up videos back in October, because I just felt wonky about being in my space, and I didn't want to be all wonky during round robin, but look at me here, being all wonky during round robin. Okay, now, do we think we need to scoot that down and get that even is what we want to do. Let's trim her up. Do we think we need a quote? I think we do. This is our journey far from home to tell the world I like Far From Home. And I like To Tell the World. And I'm going to trust that these are going to stay down. And let's see, let's round some corners and make some just general journal cards out of these. Okay, I like them. They could certainly be in a nature journal or women's journal or... Okay, now let's get back to these. I think we're dry enough to do some chop chop. Let's go over one more. Mod Podge makes them stick. Makes them a little sticky. Down, down, down. Down, down, down. Oh, come on, scoot on there. Okay. Well, I kind of like that. I kind of like that. Scoot up so I don't chop her head off. Now I think, oh, I gotta trim that a little bit more. We got some brown showing through. Trim it up. Now, I think I really like these. They turned out really cool. Yeah, I think I do like them. them into tags. I don't know that I want to do a floof because their heads go right up to it, so you can have a tag without a floof. As far as sewing, it's possible that I'll sew around these as a final touch. I think really I just want to make, and then at the end I might just spend a day sewing. I think that's what I'll end up doing. Mainly because sewing is kind of hard to do on camera. And my sewing machine's kind of noisy, so. There you have it. I think we're going to call it a day for day 1. Now, what I used Mary Ellen's Painty Pages, and we have scraps. Again, I'm going to have to find me a bucket of scraps for scraps. Let's see if we can use this. So we have that left. And then we have this envelope left and this envelope left. We have some extra Studioloo tissue paper. I'm not going to use this. I'm not going to save this. There's no preciousness to this. It's just white tissue. We have this. I'll keep it in case it's needed. And I thought there was one more that I didn't use. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. We have that I didn't use. So this will be my starting of my scraps. I'm going to try not to have so many scraps, but you know. And what did we do? We made a tag that says something is happening using Mary Ellen's background and some tissue paper on it. 2 little journal cards with Mary Ellen's background. The Studioloo tissue, Mary Ellen's background on these 2 tags. Yeah, I think I like it. 2, 4, 5 pieces. And again, I'll probably sew around, but for now, we're just going to work with this. So thanks for joining me on day 1. Again, Junk Journal Round Robin is happening now. So be sure and check out Cindy over at Studioloo and Mary Ellen over at RedParrot. They should have videos for you today at some point. And for the next 30 days, we should all have videos for you. So I'll be back tomorrow. Had to find my glue stick on the ground. I'll be back tomorrow with day 2. I've got 2 little packages here for day 2. This one's kind of chunky, so that'll be interesting. But yeah, we'll see what we come up with tomorrow. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.